guys, Julian with AccessoryGeeks.com, here with the Samsung Droid Charge on Verizon Wireless, and what we're going to do is go through a hardware tour and go over some first impressions of the device. So the Charge is a very large device. It has a 4.3-inch Super AMOLED Plus touchscreen display at 480 by 800 resolution. On the front, you have a 1.3 megapixel front-facing camera, your ambient light and proximity sensor. And on the bottom, you actually have physical Android keys, which have a nice tactile response. So it's a very welcome addition compared to all the Android devices that have gone to capacitive buttons. On the right side, you have a power and lock switch, and a HDMI port. On the left, you have your volume rocker and a micro USB charging port. At the top, you have your 3.5mm headphone jack and what looks to be a second noise-canceling microphone. On the back, you have an 8-megapixel camera with 720p video recording and a LED flash. No kickstand here, just your speaker grill. Overall, the device is very light. It's very Samsung Galaxy-esque in the sense that it is wrapped in plastic, a very light plastic. So some people might not like it, but the lightweight definitely makes it easier to carry and is pretty nice to hold in your hand. So let's look at the phone itself. So when you turn it on, you're greeted with the Super AMOLED Plus panel, which has more subpixels in each pixel. So it gives it a more sharper display compared to the regular Super AMOLED panels. And you have Samsung's Touchwiz 3.0 running over Android 2.2. So if you're used to Touchwiz, it's the same as you've seen on other phones, but we're going to go over some of the key features. So your app drawer is a little different than stock Android. It's lateral scrolling, kind of like iOS, instead of vertical scrolling. You can edit your apps within here. You can move them around, or you can delete third-party apps. Other Touchwiz features, you have plenty of widgets. So you have a weather widget, news, stocks. You can add widgets, such as the Buddies Now, which gives you a scrolling contact widget, and some daily briefings, which gives you news, stocks, and weather. Other features, Samsung in the notification window shade bakes in a few radio buttons, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, GPS, mobile data, and auto rotation. No 4G toggle from the notification window shade. Other features are the ability to move around your home screens or set your home screens to the default. Some of the key apps, you have your phone, of course, which you can access your call log, favorites, and contacts. Text messaging, very similar to other Touchwiz phones with the speech bubbles. Gallery, stock Android gallery with a 3D effect. Music player, you have your Samsung music player. And those are the highlights of Touchwiz. It's a nice overlay. It adds a lot of functionality, but if you don't like it, this is Android, so you can always customize it, and you can put whatever launcher you want on top. So this is a LTE phone, and speeds have been pretty good. We can go to our AccessoryGeeks.com website and browse around. Of course, you're taken to our wonderful mobile site first. And pages load pretty quickly. it's done. Scrolling is pretty smooth. This has a 1 gigahertz Hummingbird processor like the other Galaxy phones, but it's quite capable. I haven't seen any lag on this phone yet. And the Super AMOLED Plus panel definitely looks nice. You can kind of tell when you zoom in on text and then look at it up close. It's a lot more crisp than the other Galaxy devices. Oh, and finally the camera. You have your Samsung camera overlay, which is very useful. And you can easily toggle to the front-facing camera, as you see here. So it's a pretty solid device. It is pretty expensive on contract. It's $299 with a 2-year contract, so that might drive some people away. But as of now, this is probably the best LTE device on Verizon. You have great LTE speeds, as we'll see in another video. You have an incredibly beautiful display. You have a front-facing camera. You have a very light, thin device. And you have some really good battery life compared to the Thunderbolt. We've had a Thunderbolt here, and so far the Droid Charge is getting about 2 hours or so more usage out of it. So we're pretty impressed by the device. So that's it for this video. Stay tuned for some more testing videos, and remember that you got it from a geek.